What's up, guys? It's all about Mike 18 here with my top 7 movie list of the summer of 2012. Guys, unfortunately, the summer is over. It always has to end after a while. And with the end of the summer means the end of all the big blockbuster badass movies that come out in the summer. So now we got to get ready for all the movies coming out this fall. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to take all of my favorite movies that have come out this summer. I wanted to put them together in this video in a top 7 list. I'm going to go in order from number 7 down to my first favorite movie, the best movie this summer. I got all the movie posters right here, the 7 movies. And I was going to do a top 10 list, but I couldn't because I did see over 10 movies this summer, but I don't feel that all of them deserve a spot on the top 10 list, so I decided to just do a top 7 list. So I want to get right into the list, guys, but before I do, I just want to let you all know about all the movies I did see this summer, because I want to prevent people doing exactly this in the comments. Why isn't Expendables 2 in here? Where's The Bourne Legacy? Where's Men in Black 3? Where's Prometheus? Where's all these movies? How come you haven't seen this? How come you haven't seen that? Why is that not on this list? Well, I'm going to prevent that in the comments by giving you all the movies I did see this summer. Hopefully I'm going to do this right in order. First movie I saw this summer was The Avengers. Then I saw The Avengers again in 3D. Then I saw Chernobyl Diaries. Then Battleship. Then Snow White and the Huntsman, then The Amazing Spider-Man, then The Dark Knight Rises, then Ted, then Total Recall, then I saw The Dark Knight Rises again, then I saw The Apparition, Premium Rush, and finally today, Labor Day, I saw The Possession. So those are all the movies I saw this summer, guys. I'm going to get right into the video. I will leave annotations throughout the video so you guys can check out all my movie reviews of the 7 movies that I put in this video. So I want to get right into it, guys. Here's my top 7 list of the best movies that have come out this summer, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments what are your favorite 7. What are your favorite 7, 5, 10? You have 15 movies. What are your favorite movies that have come out this summer? I'm dying to know how you guys would rank them. I'm putting them in this order. As you guys can see, number 7 is obviously the movie poster right in front of me, which is Total Recall. Now, Total Recall, when I saw it, I gave it an 8 out of 10. That is my rating for Total Recall. I really enjoyed this movie. A lot of people might be shocked that I put this on as number 7. Well, you know what? A lot of people might think that way because they did not like this, comparing it to the 1990 Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Well, I never saw that. I just saw this one, and I really liked it. I thought the cast was great. Colin Farrell was really good in this. You had Kate Beckinsale and Jessica Biel, and 2 of the hottest women alive on this planet today. So yeah, it's another good part of the movie. Bryan Cranston was good in this movie as well. I really loved, of course, the action and the visual effects. The visual effects in this movie were amazing, outstanding visual effects. A lot of cool fight and action scenes in this movie. There was a nice car chase scene in the movie. I definitely enjoyed all the futuristic technology, all the futuristic weapons, all the guns that Kate Beckinsale has throughout the entire movie. It was just a fun summer action film. Definitely deserves a spot on this list. Probably my only complaint with this movie was the few parts of the plot I really didn't appreciate too much. A few parts, I kind of got lost on a couple plot points. And also, there was like 2 characters I felt were kind of underused. They really didn't need to be in the movie at all. But anyway, guys, that's number 7, Total Recall. Number 6 is Ted. Now, Ted, when I saw it, I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. That is my official rating for the movie. Number 6 being Ted. I definitely enjoyed Ted. It is a comedy, and I kind of knew, I knew I was going to really enjoy the movie. The trailers looked funny, and what really worked for me with this movie was the cast. Mark Wahlberg and Mila Kunis together, they had a really nice relationship in the movie. The actors worked well together, and Mark Wahlberg especially, I really enjoyed him in this movie because he was, in all the scenes when he was interacting with Ted, which was a lot of scenes in the movie, obviously, he is talking to something. He's interacting with something that's not even there. Ted is not real. Ted is made on a computer and put into the movie. Mark Wahlberg, when he has that fight scene with Ted in the hotel, you guys all know that epic scene in the movie. Mark Wahlberg, he was perfect. He had a punched head, and he has to make it look real, and he made it look perfect. The producers, all that, they made this movie look epic. The visual effects were really good on Ted. Ted looked lifelike. He did. I mean, that was really impressive. The story wasn't only funny, it was also emotional in some parts, which I really did like. I didn't expect that, but I did enjoy that. Also, probably my only complaint with this movie, that maybe it needed a few more laughs throughout, but there were a lot of funny lines in this movie, and it wasn't just Ted that made me laugh throughout the movie, or Mark Wahlberg. All the rest of the characters did make me laugh. Mila Kunis had a few I laughed at a few of the things she said, or Tammy Lynn, all those characters I really did enjoy, and overall, Ted, definitely a funny comedy, highly recommended as well. For my number 6 pick, that was Ted. Number 5 is Premium Rush. Now, Premium Rush is a movie that I definitely was anticipating for this summer. The trailer looked amazing. It looked like a cool summer thriller/action movie with a lot of cool chase scenes involving bike messengers on bikes. And I really enjoyed that. The setting, the New York City setting, really worked for me in this movie. The hectic setting in New York City was intense. It was suspenseful. I enjoyed that. I love movies set in New York City. It's definitely why this movie deserves the number 5 spot. The cast was great in this. Joseph Gordon-Levitt has really begun to impress me this year in the movies I've seen him in, this and The Dark Knight Rises. Michael Shannon definitely was good as the dirty cop in this movie. He was chasing Joseph Gordon-Levitt throughout. Like I said, the chase scenes were amazing. Where the other bike messenger was chasing Joseph Gordon-Levitt throughout the park. The story was really good. I liked it overall. It was very intense, very suspenseful. I loved Joseph Gordon-Levitt, how he did a couple of those bike tricks throughout the movie. That was really nice. I love that interactive map, that diagram of the map of New York City that popped up several times throughout the movie. I definitely enjoyed that. Probably my only complaint with this movie, that it was interrupted 2 times to rewind back in time to a past event. And it showed another character side of the story. You guys know what I'm talking about if you've seen the movie. I didn't like that it interrupted some of the most intense parts of the movie. That was my only complaint for Premium Rush. 8.5 out of 10. Definitely deserves a number 5 spot. Now, my next movie, number 4, is Battleship. Now, a lot of you guys are probably, I don't know, you're probably not happy that I included Battleship on this list. A lot of people really didn't like Battleship too much. Well, you know what? I'm a fan of non-stop action movies with impressive and outstanding visual effects. Battleship had some of the best visual effects I've ever seen put on film, easily. I'm a fan of those kinds of movies, and that's exactly what Battleship was. It's a mindless movie with tons of explosions and alien mayhem throughout. The aliens in their futuristic kind of suits with their blade arms, and I really enjoyed all of that. I actually enjoyed the cast. I didn't have a problem with it. Taylor Kitsch I did like in the movie. I didn't have a problem with him. The story was decent, and there were a couple of plot holes, just a few. Really, my only problem with this movie was the humor could have been a little bit better. The humor was really kind of bad. I'm sorry, guys, but this humor was bad. Also, some of the dialogue could have been better. The script they could have worked on. But the score from Steve Jablonsky was epic. I really liked Battleship, guys. It's just a fun summer movie with tons of explosions and aliens alien ships getting blown up and shot at. I mean, I love Battleship, guys. Definitely can't wait to buy this on Blu-ray. This definitely deserves a number 4 spot. It was between this or Premium Rush. Premium Rush, I think the visual effects in Battleship, for me, outweighed Premium Rush, is why I put it as number 4. Anyway, guys, coming at number 3 is The Amazing Spider-Man. Now, The Amazing Spider-Man I was definitely worried about. One of the movies I was definitely worried about because I was such a big fan of the Sam Raimi movies, the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans. And in the end, I really liked The Amazing Spider-Man. It impressed me. I thought Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone as Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy, I really liked that relationship throughout the movie. And Andrew Garfield, even though he's no Tobey Maguire, because I'm definitely a bigger Tobey Maguire fan than I am of Andrew Garfield as for playing Peter Parker, even though that was not Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield definitely still played a good Peter Parker. He was funny. He was definitely a good Peter Parker. I will give him that. I like Andrew Garfield too; he's a good actor. But anyway, the story was really good in this movie. There was a lot of good laughs I got from the movie. We finally got to see the Lizard. I was waiting for the Lizard in the Sam Raimi movies. We never got him in those movies. Now we finally got him in this, and he was badass. The Lizard was a perfect villain for Spider-Man. There were a lot of cool fight scenes between Spider-Man and the Lizard. Definitely. Those scenes were enjoyable. And like I said, the humor was good. Stan Lee's cameo in this movie really was probably the best part where I really laughed. I really enjoyed that part of the movie. My only complaints with this movie, I really have two. One, there were a few scenes where I thought they were overdoing it. I thought they were really overdoing it in a few parts with the humor when Spider-Man was just learning, when Peter was just learning about his powers. I thought they could have toned down on that. And my other problem with the movie was Uncle Ben's death. In this movie, Uncle Ben's death it literally ruined the movie for me. There was no emotion in that scene. It was rushed. I'm sorry to really spoil it, guys, but it was. I really did not care for that scene at all. If they would have worked on that scene, I would definitely love The Amazing Spider-Man a lot more. But anyway, 9 out of 10. The Amazing Spider-Man, definitely a good summer movie. And it was definitely, even though it wasn't the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans, I seriously still enjoyed it. Amazing Spider-Man deserves the number 3 spot. Number 2, guys, a few of you might be disappointed. A few of you that really love this franchise, you might be disappointed when you find out what my number 1 is. But anyway, number 2 is The Dark Knight Rises. I don't think that any movie has impressed me as much this summer, has impressed me as much as The Dark Knight Rises did, and the number 1 pick. The Dark Knight Rises was definitely a masterpiece. Christopher Nolan concluded the trilogy in a perfect way. I saw this movie twice. That second viewing, I fell in love with this movie. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10, meaning there were hardly any flaws with this movie. There really wasn't. It was perfect. The story was it was beautiful. The trilogy ended in a perfect way. That ending, the ending of this movie was, I couldn't have pictured it any other way. It was perfect. The story was powerful. It was emotional in a few parts. The cast, though, that's what won me over with The Dark Knight Rises. The cast in this movie was outstanding. I'm not going to talk about the actors that have starred in Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. In The Dark Knight Rises, I'm talking about the new cast as well. That's what I want to talk about in this video. Tom Hardy as Bane, perfect villain for Batman. Probably his best villain, other than the Joker, of course. Tom Hardy was great as Bane. Joseph Gordon-Levitt was probably one of my favorite parts of that movie. He nailed that role as Blake. I mean, I really loved him in that movie. Anne Hathaway was really good too as Catwoman. There were a lot of good fight scenes in The Dark Knight Rises, guys, between Batman and Bane, them hitting each other, punching each other. It was perfect. A lot of the visual effects were very impressive. All Batman, the Bat, that cool new vehicle, that was amazing. There were just so many intense scenes of The Dark Knight Rises. I was blown away by this movie, guys. Really, my only complaint with this movie, maybe there could have been a few more Batman versus Bane scenes. I had no problems with the plot or anything. I love The Dark Knight Rises. Definitely deserves this number 2 spot. One of the best movies I've ever seen. I don't know if I'd put it on my top 10 list, but it definitely deserves a spot on my top 20 list of movies of all time. My favorite movies of all time. The score by Hans Zimmer was perfect too. The Dark Knight Rises definitely deserves the number 2 spot. And finally, guys, number 1, I had to do it. This movie just was absolutely mind-blowing. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm sorry to the Dark Knight fans, but this movie deserves the number 1 spot. It is The Avengers. The Avengers, guys, I saw it twice. It completely blew me away. I gave The Avengers a 10 out of 10, meaning there were no flaws with this movie. That's right, I had no flaws with The Avengers whatsoever. It was completely flawless, in my opinion. From the outstanding story, which wasn't just, serious and full of action. No, there was tons of, humor in the movie. There was a little bit of motion, too, in The Avengers. The characters in the cast was outstanding. Just seeing all these characters come together after they've been in the Avengers Marvel movies, those 5 movies. Seeing Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, and Captain America together on the big screen was just so pleasing and so epic. I seriously enjoyed The Avengers, guys. The action, the fights between these characters. Loki was such a great villain in this movie. The cast was great. I really got to hurry it up a little bit, but The Avengers was perfect, guys. It's my second favorite movie of all time. Definitely a perfect comic book movie. The Avengers was a complete masterpiece. Joss Whedon, you outdid yourself. So there you have it, guys. The Avengers is my favorite movie of the summer of 2012. I hope you liked my list, and once again, guys, let me know in the comments, what are your favorite movies of the summer of 2012? I'm dying to know what you guys think are the best movies that have come out this year. Thank you for watching, guys. I got a couple more videos coming soon. I really enjoyed the movies that came out this summer. Thank you again for watching, guys. Bye.